is going on, guys? Today's gonna be a pretty fun video. But first, a cold start of the 4Runner. This is gonna be so loud. Just kidding, it's a 4Runner. As you can tell, back on the GoPro. Today, I got invited by Nick at ProAuto to go to Carolina Motorsports Park, which is like the only, maybe one of the only racetracks so you can take your car and race it and you're the driver. And it's not like we have Darlington Raceway, but I don't know of any other raceways. So this is a road course, not just like a NASCAR turn left course. If you watch Savage Garage, they came here on their Savage Rally. That's where Jimbo got arrested. Good times there. I did the Clemson Autocross, and I was texting Nick. I said, hey, like, car was good, but kind of flattened out with the time. You know, what are the next mods that I theoretically would do? Would it be like sway bars? And he goes, yeah. By the way, we're going to this NASA event. And I said, okay. He goes, yeah, you can come and we can try to get you ride along in one of the cars. And I was like, okay. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm not in the Mustang because I think the transmission is going bad. Classic MT82. It does that little whine at the beginning, but now there's a whine at decel. I don't want to drive it an hour and get stuck, you know? So, I mean, it drove here fine, but it was just like a lot more noise than usual, so I don't know. And it kind of feels like it has a lack of power. So again, I don't know, I'm not gonna risk it. Fortunate enough to have a separate car that I can drive. So I'll drive this today and then mess with the Mustang tomorrow. And if it breaks tomorrow, oh well. At least we know it breaks. Let's go to CMP. Carolina Motorsports Park. I missed it, but there was a pretty sick S550 hauling on the way out. LED headlights, the whole 9 yards. And wow. Don't know how much you can see, but they're out there. They got a kart track set up. So I'll get set up, I'll find Nick, and we'll go from there. Alright, so just a brief intermission about what's going on here. So they qualified, and the higher up you qualify, that's your starting position. So if you qualify first, you start first. So the faster cars are up front, and we're watching Annika and then my friend Tyler, who's in an E30. He's in the Spec E class. So that's the random BMW you see. But yeah, I think the race is 30 minutes. It might be a set number of laps, but I'll just show you some passes. Obviously, I have a 50mm lens. It's not going to get that far, but we'll do our best. I might be able to get a ride-along in the Beast. Probably can't film any because don't know if I can wear my motorcycle helmet. The helmet I would wear does not have a GoPro mount, so iffy there. So If it happens, it happens. If not, sorry. I'm still gonna try to do it. It's the end of the day, as you can maybe tell by the sun. Got to ride in the GTR, which, what? I just don't comprehend it yet. But had to use Nick's helmet, just because the rulings here was a little different from what I'm used to. Because most places that I've been, it's like, oh, you have a motorcycle helmet, that's good enough. But here it's like you need a helmet that's designed for multiple impacts, where like a motorcycle helmet's designed for one impact and you're done. So I took his helmet to spec to get a wristband for ride along, and I was assuming we'd go back to the pits. Turns out we were running late on time and we just went straight to the track. That led me to just using his helmet. But I asked the tech lady, I said, hey, I have a motorcycle helmet with a camera mount because I wanted to film. Is that okay? She goes, I believe so. I don't think we care about the year, because they also care about the year it was made. Because I don't think we care about the year it was made, because you're just a passenger and you're not really racing. I said, yeah, okay. And then got back to the car, and Gary said, oh, we don't have time to go back. I said, okay. So fortunately I didn't get footage, but what a wild ride. That car only has like stock horsepower, so I think it's like 280 something. And Nick says there's no way it's that low, it has to be more, so it's probably 3 something. So let's just say 300 for this exercise, right? But he has all the suspension done, and I think he has upgraded brakes. I don't think they're the stock brakes, but good lord, that thing is bonkers. Like, I have a strong stomach and I enjoy these things, but at one point I was like, I think I might throw up. Because I think we're pulling over 2 Gs, and for someone that's never done that, that's a lot. Oh wow, look at the Slam Civic. The fastest time he ran was a 1:45.10, which is pretty quick for this track, I've heard. I think the fastest lap we ran was a 1:48, so as you do. And I also want to apologize for not filming much around the pits. There was just something always going on, and I was mainly focused on taking videos and photos of the 2 cars I was with around the track, and also my friend Tyler, which, by the way, Tyler placed 3rd for the Spec 30 class, and Gary also placed 3rd for the TTU class, so huge congrats to those 2 guys. An E30 dive bombed into Monica on turn 1 and like pretty much spun her out, and half her bumper was hanging off after that, so not a great day for her, but it was good enough. But yeah, this was a very memorable experience. So again, just huge thank you to like Nick and ProAuto and Gary and just everybody there. So but yeah, 2Gs doesn't sound like a lot, but it's lateral 2Gs. It doesn't like put you in your seat, it throws you out of the seat. And like the GTR, it's stock power, right? 300 horsepower. On the straightaway, I was like, okay, this isn't like that quick. And then we would brake, and he would stand on the brakes, and it was just like hitting a wall. Like you lunge forward and then throws it in a corner and you just go so yeah, it's addictive. Definitely need to work on, not necessarily like motion sickness, it's just like having to suppress that urge, I guess you could say. Good old 4Runner getting us from point A to point B. Tomorrow I get to deal with the car. And, Cars and Coffee is this next week, this next Saturday. Which, if you haven't been to Columbia Cars and Coffee, it's way better than Columbia Car Meets, so highly recommend it. But yeah, this event was like, apparently it was really crowded, which is good, but it's also bad. The spectrum of cars is wild. Like, you have everything from Miatas. Like, there's a spec Miata class and the 30 BMW that are regarded as slow cars. They're not really slow around this track because, you know, it's a track. Power doesn't really matter. It's all about momentum. But you got everything from those cars to, you know, Mustangs, Camaros. There's a Shelby GT350. There's a 1LE. There's a supercharged Camaro. I don't know if it was the ZL one or what, but you could hear the supercharger whine from the straightaway. And you have like little radicals, I think is what they're called. And then you have these other cars that are powered by Busa motors, which is freaking awesome. They had Busa motor hooked up to like a drive shaft, and now that I know that's possible, why not put it in a Bug or turbo it? And you get like 300 horsepower, super light, like a Datsun. There's also a lot that happened on track. A couple guys wiped out. One guy threw a rod. There's a pretty bad one. Got a red flag guy. Lost the rear end and hit a tire wall, and front, it was a thing in S14, front end completely smashed, like it was leaking everywhere. Thankfully he was able to walk away from it, but it was bad. CMP, phenomenal track. I also went and they just repaved it, so it's super smooth. There's no like bumps or anything, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I've heard it's a small track, but this is pretty big. We're also going to do the go-karts, which I would have filmed again, but they had a private go-kart event today, so again, fortunately didn't get to do that. So it was still fun and cool to just be around and just hear and experience all of this. Yeah, I'll link everybody's Instagrams in the bio, Annika and Gary, just because I don't know them off the top of my head. And ProAuto, well, it's just ProAuto. Bunch of S2000 guys out there, and met a couple of them. They're super cool. Everybody's really nice here, and everybody's kind of respectful of one another, and courtesy rules on the track, and just kind of keep to yourself off track. Like, you don't mess with people's stuff. Also, my bad for not getting anybody on camera. I still think it's weird, this whole vlog thing. So slowly getting used to it, and at some point I won't be ashamed of talking to a camera in front of people, but for now we'll keep it on the DL. Because I also don't want to like just show up with a camera and start like pointing into people's faces. Even though I'm sure like everybody would be okay with it. It's just, yeah, I'll just get video and talk about it. like that, we are home. Yeah, it did rain on the way back. I'm just kidding. It's been a couple days and it just rained today. Again, huge thank you to Nick and Gary and Annika for letting me hang out with them and their people that they have on their teams, unofficial teams. But everybody in that tent just helps out wherever they can. So that was really cool to see, and hopefully I'll get to go to the Road Atlanta event. I think it's in June, because I'll be in Clemson in June, and that's like an hour and a half away. So might try to sneak into that one. Again, just gonna apologize once more for not getting that ride along. Oh well, better luck next time. If you like what you saw today, let me know. Subscribe if you haven't. That helps out too. Watching videos helps out more than subscribing, but you know. As always, take care. I'll see you on the next one.